We're playing Chaos. Alrighty. We're playing Chaos. I watched the anime for this, so I kind of have a vague recollection of what's going on. But you two, you have no idea
I have no idea.
of the bullshit that's about to happen.
I have no idea.
Are you ready for Takumi Nishijo?
I don't know if I am.
視線が空から降ってくる。その瞳はいつも僕を見つめていて、眼差しは熱くて真っ黒な雨雲を突き抜けて、
My goodness, you're here.
僕へと降り注ぐ。僕を見るな。雨の冷たさより、
I
背
was
中
muted.
を預けている瓦礫の冷たさのせいで、
Are you recording?
さっ
Mhm.
きから体の震えが止まらない。
I'm introducing them to like.
ひど
You like Steins Gate, right?
I do.
This is the first game in the Steins Gate series,
刺さってくる。誰のものかもわからない天からの視線。
or the Science Adventure series.
それから逃げるように、僕はわずかに首を持ち上げて周囲を見回す。
You know, in hindsight, I probably should have texted you and asked you if you were recording. But you know what? It's okay. You can cut
そ
this
こ
out
に
and
あるの
post.
は崩壊した街。
That is true.
そこにある
Just
の
like,
は
where's the rest of the cutscene?
絶望。
The what? The what scene?
そこにあるのは
Anyways, I'll shut up now.
そこにあるのは
I am not here.
But you are.
No.
誰もいない。誰も動いていない。
I think I should play this with mouse and keyboard instead, actually.
生きていない。
Would that be
聞こえる
easier?
のは
Yeah,
ただ
certain
降り
things.
続ける雨の音だけ。
I
この
love
世は
rain.
全てを
Amega Skita.
生きているものも死んでいるものも
I hope so. I like
全てを
rain.
包み込んで洗い流してしまうんだろうか。 全部の出来事が単なる
Damn.
妄想だったらよかったんだ。
It makes me
そんな
think
ことでもないらしい。
if I didn't like if this game didn't have voice acting, I probably would have got bored already. I'm not gonna lie.
話せるのはかろうじて首と瞳だけ。体が震えているけど。
For
それは
somebody who beat
生
up,
理
he's
現象
thinking
でし
a
かな
lot.
い。
He is. You know, but I respect that. That means he's still alive.
僕の意志じゃない。
I would have been like, ow.
僕を
Ow.
震わせたいなんて
Ow.
思
Get
って
me
ない。
to a hospital.
Ow.
僕の自由にやらないんだ。こんなの僕の体じゃない。
That I know.
Who would get my figurines?
生まれた時
Funny you say that.
僕は自由なんかじゃなくて、
Funny you say that.
心に保管してある場所。
I'm gonna tell you. No, I'm not. I'm not even gonna tell you why. Just remember that. Remember you said that.
Okay, okay,
それなの
okay.
に、
Oh no.
一体誰がこの体の中に僕の心があるって言い切れるんだ。
My man thinking like Shiro Emiya right now.
でも、だったら僕は
I don't know. I don't remember Shiro thinking this much.
僕は
Well, when we played actual Fate's Data, you'll see.
僕は
Oh no. Man's gotten all over the place.
Yo,
Man's a
す
philosopher.
べてが静止している壊れてしまった世界に、
who would that?
ふと死の雨以外の音が響く。無の中から浮かび上がってくるたった一つの湯。
I'm pretty sure that's a bunch of
君は
rubble.
誰？
But those were shoes.
その肌が青白く見えるのは雨の冷たさに凍えているから。
He got mismatched shoes.
君がもう死んでいるから。
What?
でも、
ん？
彼女は震えていなか
She
っ
got mismatched socks.
Does she? Or is
た。
I think she's just stand.
One is like,
前髪
Oh, her knee is just her. One of her legs is just longer.
その瞳は
no, no. One's like navy, one's brownish.
I think that's just the
I
shading.
think.
I think that's the shading.
どく悲しそうにも見える。狂気じみているようにも見える。何も映していないようにも見える。
So she's having a mental breakdown.
もしも
We love that in a visual novel because that means something crazy is about to happen.
世界には僕と彼女の二人だけしかいない。
Oh, there's so many visual novels that I think about it that would be good for like
お互い
playing
の
on
目を
YouTube.
永遠に見つめ合っていたら、僕の世界は彼女の瞳に映るものだけになるのかな。彼女の世界は
I'm pretty sure it's your
僕
body
の
that's
瞳
being
に映る
reflected in
も
her
のだ
eyes.
けになるのかな。
I think he's trying to be philosophical, but like it's not like it's not
It's
connecting.
okay
Yeah.
because all that's happening is a girl just staring at a guy who's on the floor and the guy is just staring back. And no one is saying anything.
Yeah, they need to like speak this like I think they were looking at each other for a good wait, she said hey. Wait a minute, hold up now.
What the fuck? Who says that? Who?
Her voice was like static, but it was pretty.
It's pretty static.
まるであの雨雲の上へ向けて飛び立とうとするかのように。
What?
So is she looking at you or is she not looking at you?
この雨すべてを受け止めようとするかのように。
She's about to waterboard him. Wait, what?
Oh.
うなだれた彼女の表情は僕はうかがい知ることができない。雨の薄膜の向こうで君はどんな顔をしている？
Crazy.
Wait, what?
乱舞する光の羽は
Damn.
僕を祝福
It's only been 5 minutes and we die. That's crazy.
ああ、そうか。理解したよ。それで僕を殺してくれるんだね。
The kiss of death?
ゆっくりと倒れている僕の前に彼女が膝をつく。いまだに彼女はうなだれたまま。
She wasn't like you. Why is she knighting you?
I don't know.
To cure you of your suffering, you must die.
僕はただ身を委ねた。
He has a very small mouth.
ささやき、綺麗なノイズ。でも、よく聞こえない。暖かくて、柔らかくて、優しくて、甘美な感触。それは麻酔の
He
ように
felt something sweet
不思議なこと
or
に
tasted.
体の震えがゆっくりと収まっていく。
I'm not a poet. I'm sorry.
彼女のかすかな鼻息が僕の頬をくすぐる。とても甘い匂い。ふと胸に圧迫感を覚えた。彼女の持っていた大きな剣が僕の胸の皮膚を裂き、肉をえぐり、骨の間を縫い、ゆっくりと体の中に沈み込んできている。でも彼女のキスという麻酔にかけられて、もう痛みを感じない。こんなにも優しく殺してくれるから、不意に切なくなって、涙が溢れそうになって、それをごまかすために、彼女の頭越しに雨を落とし続けている鈍色の空を見上げた。空が滲んでいるのは雨のせい、
Yes.
涙のせい。
Or my tears.
もうあの視線も感じない。もう何もない。薄れゆく意識の中で僕は空へと手を伸ばす。誰か教えて。僕たちのあの空はどこへ行ったんだろう。
What an opening. Oh no, they got clamp proportions.
Clamp you like that. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. Okay, okay. 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 Okay.
There's so much happening, but it's like, what the fuck? Wait, what? Okay, that was all. Oh, okay, well,
Okay. Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, that was actually like a cool thing. Well, okay, well, I like this song though. I'm definitely gonna give this a listen later.
All I'm gathering is everyone was insane.
Yeah, pretty much. I think what also didn't help me, like when I like watched Chaos Head like earlier, was I watched the dub, and it's funny, the protagonist was voiced by one of my favorite voice actors, but like he did his job in coming across as annoying as possible, and it just made me hate the character.
Mm-hmm.
And the plot just made no sense because you can't like
Mm-hmm.
fit that much. You can't see a gaze. How do I? Alright, cool. It can see you, but you can't see it. It's weird.
That's not weird. It's called a hidden camera.
Yeah. For as long as I could remember, I'd often felt a gaze staring at me from somewhere.
That's crazy.
Voyeurism. That's a crime, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would turn around and nobody would be there, but I'd be sure someone was looking at me. I could feel the sensation, like something crawling on my neck. Was I just too self-conscious? Did I have some kind of phobia about being looked at? Up until elementary school, I honestly believed that it was God. God is watching me, I would say. I
That's
wrote
something a schizo would say.
I wrote an essay about something like that. He said it was in elementary school. So he was 7. God is watching me. Mom, Dad, I think God is watching me.
We need to go to the doctors right now.
Of course, looking back, I realized how silly it was. I was the biggest chuny dork. He's a chuny?
No.
My God.
Why would you assume it's Chuny?
It says he's a chuny. Oh, I'm bugging. I thought you
No,
were talking
I
about
mean,
me.
like, why? No, no. I'm like, why would he assume that he's himself a Chuny and not like having an actual issue?
Because he's the Lulu. That means chuny. Chuny. If somebody were to ever read that essay, I'd be so embarrassed I'd never leave my house again.
You know what? Real. That's real. There's things that I've written in my life.
God is watching me. I still remember the thing's title.
Whose eyes are those? I mean, that's kind of a hard ass title.
It is. The back of the chair was resting and made a creaking sound, like the voice of an old woman.
What?
I don't know. What? I whispered those words as I looked up at the ceiling, feeling sick and annoyed. Of course, no one responded. This was my room. I lived alone. Nobody was here but me. Just for the hell of it, I turned around. The room.
His room looks like a fucking prison.
Did you?
Ian's got the Fallout shelter set up.
It's funny when you find out where he lives.
Okay.
The room was longer than it was wide, and it was a little dark.
A little.
Did you see the? Did you see his wall?
It looks like a prison.
The only light in the room came from my computer's desk light. There were no windows, so of course it was dark. Since I had no way of looking outside, I had no way of knowing if it was night or day.
You can tell by the time.
I turned towards the corner of the dark room and spoke to no one in particular.
僕の名前は西条匠17歳水明学園2年と言っても学校にはほとんど行ってないけど
And I know how he said nobody in particular, and he just like blurts out like everything.
それでも勉強はできる方だよ
ゲームを見るソースより扱くね。
しかもそれなりに上位の点数を取ってるからね
That doesn't make you smart.
頭はいいんだ
Of course, nothing happened when I said this. Nobody appeared out of the darkness. The dark space just existed, silently. But darkness stimulates the mind, makes it seize delusions. Not being able to see whatever's there makes it an unknown. You know in your head what's impossible, but somewhere inside your heart, you imagine terrible things lurking within the darkness. Like that murderer over there. Geez, whenever a scary delusion popped into my head, my mind always ran with it. I kept
Ian
talking.
cannot watch scary movies.
He can't. I kept talking to try and shake it out of my mind.
僕は現在アウェイじゃなかった渋谷で一人暮らしをしてる
I needed to show his wall.
父さんの経営するビル会社の管理下にあるんだけど
No, no wonder
そ
he's
の
too
屋上に
active.
設置されたコンテナハウスを格安で借りてるんだ
What?
Yeah, he lives in a shipping container.
What?
Could you imagine?
No.
I think I could live in a shipping container if, and only if, right? Only if it had windows.
街の環境は最悪僕が住んでる新船長は小さな坂が多いから疲れるしすぐ近くにラブホがあるし
Yeah.
Where we live. Why are you name dropping our locations? I deliberately didn't say it.
It'll be cut.
I didn't say anything, so you wouldn't have to cut anything.
No, that was the point of me saying it. It's gonna be like a big ass bleep. Everybody's gonna be like, what? Man, Shibuya is a shithole, isn't it? I wish I knew. ESO, which I'm assuming is Elder Scrolls Online, was the MMO that I had made my life's work. It's short for Empire Sweeper Online. Huh?
Ew, it even sounds so bad.
I spent almost all day and almost all night playing the game, passing my time in the world of Baselard. Dean's Valley is an area in ESO with a lot of really aggravating monsters in it. They use all kinds of obnoxious status ailments attacks, but they don't even drop decent items.
So why are you there?
Anybody who grinds there is an idiot, but me, because I'm pretty smart, I grind here all the time. Good players give up on it quickly and head to the next area, the Forest of Liate. And obviously, I'm a good player. Okay.
I think this guy's stupid.
What? Yeah, what?
I already hate this man. I hate this. I hate him.
I told you. I told
I
you. He's not a
hate
he's
him.
not
I
a good
really hate him.
protagonist.
I want him to shut up.
まあ学生にしては上等の基地じゃないかな。あ、だから僕はこの部屋のことをベースって呼んでる。
He calls his house the base.
No wonder he doesn't have friends. Jesus Christ.
Of course, nothing in the room moved except for me.
Shut up.
Talking to myself was starting to make me feel like an idiot. But I'm pretty smart, so I decided to stop introducing myself to whoever was watching me.
You're just gonna interject with, I'm pretty smart.
Yep, that's his character now. It smelled moldy. The air was so stale and damp you could feel it on your skin. I knew that because I'm pretty smart. The floor was piled high with empty plastic drink bottles and trays left over from convenience store lunches. The bed was stacked with the bed was stacked high with H games. I always ended up having to sleep on the sofa. So move them.
Move them to the fucking sofa.
What is he? He can't be stupid, cause he's pretty smart. Man, Takumi Nishijo. My creepy laugh kind of annoyed me, so I kicked a plastic bottle at my feet. You know what? My creepy laugh also annoys me. Oh, his figures. He has a lot of figures, by the way. Remember when you said that? And
That was a joke.
I look at her old 2D sprites. Is that Medusa?
Is it? Where? Oh, it is.
It's Saber. What the hell? It flew up almost high enough to hit my figure shelf. I screamed and leaned forward using my own body to block it. I've got almost 100 wives, big sisters, and daughters, and I can't let them get hurt. They keep me going, so they're very important to me. He said that with his chest.
With his chest.
I'm sorry. I can't. Is
there any other ones you fucking tell you?
No, I'm just mad that he said that.
Oh.
100 wives, big sisters, and daughters. Look, what the hell is wrong? Like,
see, at least there's no Ren in there, so he won't take her away from you.
if I see Ren in there, I can't. I physically, emotionally can't. I cleaned and organized the shelf once a week. It was the only cleaning I did. I'm depressed. Every day I tried to find new angles and positions to make them look cuter. I didn't want my beloved daughters and sisters getting dusty, so I always made sure to clean them. Somebody wrote this. And then somebody else translated this. I breathed a sigh of relief and tossed the bottle into a corner. Not the trash or anything. Then faced back towards my PC. The PC sat in the far corner of my room. Next to the monitor was a figure from my favorite anime, BT, or Bloodtoon, the animation. Seidatan 8th scale pre-awakening version. She smiled at me while posing cutely. Help me.
Was that depressing?
That it is. You're right, Heavy. Average Discord mod hours. Why is he talking to the fucking? I whispered as Seidatan and I stared into each other's eyes for a minute. Then I gulped down a bottle of soda next to the computer. It was lukewarm, but that didn't bother me.
Ew.
This guy's gross.
I told you he's not him. He can't be him. I sank down into the chair and put my hands on the keyboard. Just the act of sitting at the computer was enough to calm me. Why are you anxious? My ESO character, Nightheart, was a paladin, already on his second reincarnation. He was level 50, the max, of course. He was also the highest ranked player on any active server. Almost every player knew the name Lightning Fast Nightheart. and they all treated me like a god.
Extra nerd.
Rare weapons, rare armor, rare magic. I had it all. I had 95% of all the rare items in the game. Not as many as I wanted, honestly.
Don't touch grass.
Average Final Fantasy 14 player.
Hey, shut up. It's different.
Yeah, you can't reincarnate in Final Fantasy. And I had more money points. Money points? Sure. I had more money points than I could ever use in a lifetime. RMT, or real money trading, was how I made money to use in the real world. I had enough to survive for 6 months without having to get a part-time job. Wait, what? What? Wait, I need this game in real life now, actually.
You can do that in 14. Just like grind out gold and then trade it to people for real money.
Huh?
You didn't know about that?
No.
Yeah, if you have the patience to figure out how to set up an automatic gold farm, you can just sell the gold to players who don't want to grind themselves.
Javi, we're gonna be rich.
We're gonna be
I
rich.
will hard focus making that a thing.
Hey, I get to share the profits. I told you about this.
Sure.
Cool.
I was a master of the chat. So, oh, he's good at Japanese.
Oh God.
Man's yapping.
Bro, Cam. That means he's good at having no friends.
You would think that. No, I'm joking. I use it for almost all my communication. This is gonna be his inside voice now. I'd even saved a life on Atchan, a huge message board once, and I was always there whenever a festival was going down. Oh right, and I had more than 100 friends on free parade. I don't know.
They're not real.
That's a social network.
They can't help you at night.
Respect, trust. It was all right here in in the trash can. I didn't go to school because I'm pretty smart. It wasn't that I didn't want to go. Just there was no point. I did all my studying on the internet, and obviously you can do that at home. Of course, you need to attend a certain number of classes to graduate, so I went just enough to get the bare minimum passing grade. This was the smartest way for a student to live.
Oh God.
My parents were pretty obnoxious about this stuff.
He sounds like one of those listen up guys. Here's what you want to do, fucking tutorial YouTubers.
I think he is.
Oh God, kill me.
So I made myself a schedule for when I go to school. According to the sheet, all I had to do was go to school 2.5 times a week. What?
Wait, motherfucker sat here
0.5?
Motherfucker sat, yeah, he just dips halfway through the school day.
But that's so stupid.
Yes, it is. But this motherfucker sat here and calculated it, so he's gonna do it.
The people who went every day called me a creepy otaku, but if you ask me, I'd tell you that they were morons for just going because somebody told them they should.
Like the fucking government.
Yep. Anyway, my life here's not that bad.
To be
I
fair,
do not envy his life.
to be fair, the government doesn't require you to go to school.
It does.
It does.
It requires your parents to send you to school, or else your ass got to get put up for
Oh,
adoption.
wait, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's true.
Damn. I can imagine my kid being like, I don't want to go to school. And I'm like, look, it's either you go to school
Or child protective services.
or CPS takes me away. You gotta go to school, kiddo.
I
Exactly.
think some people end up in foster care.
They look at me, they look back at like the school board, they're like, this is bullshit, and they just fucking sit there mad as fuck on the staircase.
Yeah, because it's child neglect for some reason. I'm not gonna get into this.
We're not. We're gonna just continue the weird game.
Oh crap! I got so distracted by that gaze, I forgot I was talking to Grim. He got distracted by his. Grim was the scream name of a guy I always partied up with in ESO. I never met him in real life, but we talked all the time online.
Of course you didn't. You're an antisocial motherfucker.
he,
Hard to touch grass.
he brought me a lot of valuable information. He was like my own personal informant, you could say. But I don't pay him. I'd be pretty stupid to pay him. Sat down and began to type at the keyboard. One of the tips, because you know how like certain VNs, they're like, it gives you tips to do stuff, or like
Yeah.
it gives you terms. Why was it LOL? Oh, that's why.
I think.
What? Wait, I just read what that said.
You mean the second line?
The second line.
Yeah.
If he says, you know, that makes sense.
That's depressing.
Grim and I would talk about.
Oh no, go ahead. Sorry.
Grim and I would talk about all kinds of things. Since I couldn't see his face, it was easy to tell him anything. What were you about to say, Jim?
I was just gonna say that this guy needs an execution.
He needs psychiatry. Psychiatrist.
He needs a lot of things, and breath isn't one of them.
That is true.
Take that shit away from him right
I mean,
now.
he lives in a shipping container. He shouldn't have breath at all.
Take the rest of it away from him. Can't have any of it.
Of course, in the real world, that's not how it would go.
Nah, I'm cool with him dying. It's okay. He might say no, but it's okay. Just do it.
What is this conversation?
Drown him in the bathtub. It's okay. He'll never feel it.
There's still.
I think his. I think his friend.
We need to see this man's browsing history.
No. Sounds like we're gonna.
We don't need to. I don't want to.
Or I want to like. I need to like. I need a lighter, and I need one of his dolls, and I'll get him the help he needs.
Damn, that sounds like I'm gonna get put on a watch list if I see his search history. Please don't do that to me. I gotta start going to my D&D
What?
next week. I can't be in prison.
What?
Wait, what?
So what?
You're so cute, Seda. Seda, you're so cute. You're so cute, Seda. I'll give you your rest, Seda. You're so cute. What?
What? What the fuck? Cam, please kill me.
Wait, I have to choose.
You know what? Yes.
Let me think
Cam.
about this.
No,
Yes.
click
Okay.
yes. Click yes.
A real school swimsuit has the girl's name written on the chest.
Oh, you
I-
have to
Wait.
look at this.
Does that before you answer? Doesn't that imply if the girl, like, if the girl has her name on the swimsuit, wouldn't that mean? Wouldn't that suggest that she's from a younger grade rather than an older grade?
Mo,
I don't know.
You're making me think too much.
I don't know. I mean, from what I've seen in anime, which is not real,
Which is not.
It's not real.
usually when characters have names written on their school swimsuits, like like the blue one, the basic blue one,
Yeah.
they usually have like characters on them, so I assume that's their name.
Mm. Yeah, but also think about it. Think about the situation that you find it in, right?
Yeah.
At least when considering the beach episodes, right?
Oh yeah, because they buy swimsuits.
Yeah, they buy swimsuits, and if they bring like their school swimsuits, they get made fun of it for it or whatever. Cause they're like too crude or whatever, or too boring,
Yeah,
or too
that is
childish.
true.
That is the law of anime.
So what you're suggesting is right? No.
I would say so. At least that's just me.
Okay.
But I'm not an expert.
I'm not an expert either. No, there's still more. You need to be able to see that little.
No. Hit no. Click fucking no.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
We can't have that. We can't have it
This
go that
man
far.
really Japanese.
We can't have it go that far.
Oh my god.
I I,
I don't remember this in the anime.
I don't want to get put in prison.
I think this man likes glasses.
I think he does too.
I think this man's just going to jail.
He needs jail. You're not the cool silent type, and you will never be cool.
You're not cool, and no one's
Yeah,
gonna care.
we can help you be silent by
Yeah.
killing you.
Mo, that's too easy. You just gotta cut his vocal cords so he's silent forever.
No, I want his life presence to be silent. I
People,
want every single cell in his body to be silent.
Locking him up isn't enough. I want him dead.
Mo, there's a much easier way. It's called cripple him in his own home so he can't crawl out.
He never leaves his home anyway.
Exactly.
So we need to cut off his internet and weld the door shut.
Exactly. See, Cam gets it. You gotta make it torture. Can't be easy.
The murders in the 3D world. What was he talking about?
Shogun.
Ooh,
Oh, God.
what's up? I said, but Shogun didn't reply. Was this asshole ignoring me? Me, Nightheart?
But he also ignored Grim. Shut the fuck up.
I was trying to be friendly here. Didn't he know who I fucking knew it. Fucking called it.
Kill him.
I was lightning fast Nightheart, damn it.
Let the man. Maybe he just has in. Maybe he's getting a drink, a snack, or something.
This is supposed to be a no lurker channel anyway. He would be my favorite Twitch streamer.
Oh, God, no.
He'd be like, you can't afford to fork over $5 for subscribing to me on Twitch.
Exactly.
Not that bitch. Don't remind me of her. God almighty.
Well, that bitch is gonna be this bitch over here.
Yup.
That was such a shitty streamer, dog. She can't afford $5. What y'all broke? To be fair, Pokimane also just called every one of her subs broke, but no one's.
I don't want her damn cookies. Anyways.
Exactly. But no one's saying anything about that because it's Pokimane.
Of course. And she's gonna save the fighting game community.
What are you talking
Don't
about?
worry, I'll tell you later. It's a very funny story.
I'm gonna need that story as quick as possible because this is sounding pretty fucking weird.
I'll tell you later. Well, whatever. I decided to ignore him. That's the nice thing about the internet. You don't have to care about other people unless you want to. Tell
Well,
that
he
to
cared a little bit
Twitter.
too much. He cared a little bit too much just 5 seconds ago.
Yeah, he was mad pressed. Don't you know who I am?
That's Twitter. You'll never escape. At most, all you'll do is run yourself ragged trying to flee, only to get dragged back into the controversy.
Ew.
Murder is stupid, I guess. Shocking. Some kind of grisly serial killings or something? A lot of bad stuff has been happening lately.
What?
Good, just blood and gore.
Oh. Oh, I thought you wanted it.
Oh, no.
Oh, as in he do the big barf.
Yeah. No.
To be
Actually,
no, this
So
is
he
to be,
can take H games on the bed so much so that he can't sleep on the sofa. Oh, the guru? He can't handle that.
nah.
Grim is a weirdo.
No. I actually didn't want to see any of that stuff. But there were a lot of fakes and altered images going around lately, and trolls love to set all kinds of traps. You ended up seeing a lot of that stuff wherever you want, whether you wanted to or not.
まあ少しは目が慣れてき
You
ちゃ
know
って
what?
るの
I'm
か
just gonna get a donut while y'all are discussing the pros and cons of murder.
Oh my god, he's not a PKer? I love Dot Hack.
I got some double chocolate
You should eat those for your sanity.
I'm about to.
It's when you attack a stranger and steal their equipment or money points. Only DQ wins did that. DQ wins were thugs and losers, the lowest form of life. But me, I'm a winner.
Oh god. Damn no.
True.
Two.
Well, we might have lost Cam.
What does that mean?
I don't know. There was a little excerpt that said,
I did a shit ton of RMT though. I like how we're not. Well, I like how I'm not reading whatever they're typing on the computer. So there's gonna be like a lot of bullshit that like is just lost on us.
People watching should be reading it.
You're right. They have enough time. New generation. What the hell was that? It wasn't something I already knew about, right? Grim seemed to act like I was supposed to know about it. How are you typing so fast? Oh, right. It was coming back to me. But I only knew the basic outline. I hadn't really looked into it. Oh, Jaden. Wait, I just remember something. I'm gonna tell you who voiced this character in the English dub of the anime, and you won't believe it. I searched for New Gen and got a hit immediately.
Now I'm just worried.
I'm trying to do my impression of his voice. It's not working though. But if I said Fire Dragon Roar, would you understand?
It was him. No. It was our boy.
It was him.
Boy. Why would he do this to himself?
If I ever go to a convention and he's there, I'm gonna ask him how did he feel about this role.
We're gonna make a man commit suicide at a convention. God, please.
An unborn baby. What?
We still need him. Cam, we still
probably
need him.
like a pregnant lady.
Oh. Well then.
Okay. Oh, no.
The forbidden. I don't even know what that would be.
The forbidden chashu?
Yeah, the forbidden chashu.
That's not how science works.
I felt a cold chill run down my spine. I found myself turning around again and glancing around the dark room. When I looked back, my figures were gone.
What was the name of this anime again?
Chaos Head.
Oh, I fucking did watch this.
Did you like it?
Because I remember, like, he finds the girl in the fucking alleyway murdering people, panics and runs back to his fucking house.
Yup, that's this, yup.
Okay.
So, did you like it?
I don't know how I felt about Chaos Head, honestly.
Taboo. News had a lot of... Oh, wait, what? Oh, I thought that was somebody else because it said politics. Anyways, Taboo. Yep. News had a lot of old articles about... Oh, that's not an exclamation point. That's just a part of the name. I keep getting distracted. Anyways, blah, blah, blah. Supposedly the whole internet was talking about it, calling it the new generation madness. There were 2 incidents. One was a murder case that was so brutal that TV stations weren't even willing to have their anchors describe it. In the first one, the group parachuted off a skyscraper. There were rumors that it might have been a murder too. I'm not gonna say that word just in case YouTube.
I love being able to walk away from my computer, tell them that one that I'm leaving, and just disappear and still do everything.
Probably. The parents and friends of the deceased all said they weren't the type to. There was no sign of a motive, and from a lot of other pieces of circumstantial evidence, it was supposedly impossible to believe they were about to take the dive,
Do the flop.
do the flip, do the sponge.
Exactly. Thank you. You got it.
The forbidden term does not do the sponge.
Sponge. Now do the sponge.
Exactly. I like the URL for that. I love Gura. Hmm.
グリムのやつ、僕をバカにして楽しんでるな。
He did this stuff sometimes, but if I let him get to me, I'd lose my reputation as Nightheart. You know, a pretty smart and the best ultimate knight in all of ESO. No matter what I was in the real world, in ESO, I was a god, the strongest. I knew everything. I was stronger than everybody. I was a knight fighting for justice. Nobody was gonna make fun of me. I hate him. I worked up my courage and clicked on a URL. What the hell was this picture? LOL, 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 LOL. That's all he says, LOL. Oh, right. That Shogun guy is still here. I totally forgotten about him. Not that he mattered. I wasn't feeling that tired, so I decided to do some grinding in ESO. Oh, wait, today was the day Bloodtoon aired. I didn't have a TV in my room. All I needed was a PC.
あと15分ぐらいか。その前にトイレでも行っておこうかな。
What bathroom? Where do you use the bathroom at? Wait.
It's a shipping container.
He goes to the coffee shop downstairs.
Oh, I hope so. I looked at the figure of Sedatan next to my monitor and grinned. I was gonna get to see her today. I couldn't wait. Just as I went to the chat window, though.
あれ
Shogun had typed something.
なんだよこいつ急に。
Man's supposed to pen something for you.
I thought he was a lurker chew. From the file type, it looked like a link to an image, but someone I didn't know, and someone who'd never even talked to me, was suddenly sending me a link? I gulped without even realizing I'd done so. I didn't know why, but I felt a terrible premonition when I never felt with any interaction online before. Of course, I didn't want to click it. I glanced over at the clock. There were only 12 minutes left until my date with Sedatan. I needed to wrap this up. That's not a date. 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 That's a. Oh, he is a loser. He is a loser.
So depressing. He's worse than me. I'm depressing as fuck.
The world changes if you click it. I tried to act like he wasn't scaring me. Honestly, I didn't even want to talk to this guy. He was making me nervous. I could feel myself sweating. Was this Shogun guy even Japanese? If he wasn't, there'd be no way I could talk to him. What? Wait, I just realized what he said.
Racist.
Huh?
That's racist, right?
It's not I don't. I think he's stupid because why did he say that? He's like, is he even Japanese? Wait a minute. If he wasn't, how am I talking to him? What? Talking me.
But he's pretty smart.
I am pretty smart, aren't I?
I was thinking me too.
For some reason, there was a strange pause.
That's crazy.
The articles I just read about the new generation incidents came racing back into my mind. Just envisioning them in my mind was bad enough. If I'd seen them in reality, I don't think I could have handled it. A man's stomach ripped open, the body of an unborn baby stuffed inside. And when those 5 friends did the sponge, they were probably just chunks of meat after they landed.
I forgot about that already. Fuck. Just no context. Did the sponge.
Just imagining it made me want to vomit. I quickly shook my head to get the images out of my mind. How did you guys forget already?
Because we hate him so much.
Damn, my brain is never functional anymore. Do with that information what you will.
Oh my god, that was funny. This Shogun guy was just so shady. It was making me delusional when I didn't need to be. I wish he would just go away.
Like, he isn't delusional already. He's like, oh, 12 minutes into my day.
Sadatan, we're gonna. Oh my god, Sadatan. It's not over, what?
Man's talking with the murderer.
なんだこれ。
What is the. Was this
Wait,
Shogun
are you
guy
allowed
just
to say
crazy?
that?
What?
Murderer? Are you allowed to say that?
Yeah.
Okay. Making sure.
Mo, you gotta understand. Mentioning the sponge on the internet is just very cursed.
Especially on YouTube.
Yep.
Ah, okay.
So you
So
avoid it
just
like
a
the
sponge.
Also, he said the thing again.
Which
I'm
one?
really smart. And I'd
Okay.
never seen that formula before.
I guarantee, sir, that your reading level is that of a third grader.
Not delude.com.
Dude.
I visit that site quite often myself.
I decided to run a search for it. At times like these, it was great to have access to an internet connection. I mean, you needed to. Oh, anyways.
あれヒットしないな。
You didn't type anything in. Was this guy just pretend? Was this guy just trying to pretend to be smart and writing out some nonsense formula? It didn't make any sense.
That's something he would do.
What does that mean? This formula has murdered the possibilities of the world. You know what? I felt that's the one time we're gonna ever relate.
Ain't no way.
He's spamming. Oh, he's really just spamming.
And
Oh, still going. Oh, yep. Yep. So
20. 21 images in total.
he typed in several URLs at blinding speed. He might be even smarter than me. Actually, that doesn't make sense. I'm the smartest. What was this guy's deal? Was he just entertaining himself by trying to scare me? Was he a buddy of Grimm's and they were having fun with me? There's nothing in here with you. So Saber. Trying to see if I recognize anybody else. He has 2 Saber figures. Or is that Jean? No, that's not Jean. I don't know who that is. I felt that gaze again and looked around the room. But of course there was nothing there but a filthy dark room. The same as always. Clean your goddamn room. I felt a strange sense of terror. Feeling like you were constantly being watched. Wait, what? Feeling like you were constantly being watched kept you from ever truly relaxing. I can read. Reading is easy. Reading.
僕を見るな。
When I said the words, I could tell my voice was shaking. My old filthy room felt like something completely different now. But it didn't feel clean. They say that sometimes after you watch a horror movie or TV show, or hear a friend tell you a scary story, even a place you know well, like your own house, will start to seem strange and terrifying. And you'll be too scared to even go to the bathroom alone at night. Right now, I was experiencing something just like that.
No fucking shit.
くそ。釣られたりするもんか。
Shaking, I leaned towards the monitor and suddenly felt my right hand index finger tense up as I clicked one of Shogun's links.
Let's do 510 if we can pick.
Oh,
Nope, we can't.
Oh shit.
Okay. I didn't expect that.
I thought we got to pick.
Nah. To, to be honest, I had no idea why I'd done that. It wasn't like my hand moved on its own or anything like that.
Yeah,
It
but
was.
you're not as smart as I thought I was.
No, I'm pretty smart.
You're right.
I don't know. I
definitely
wouldn't
much
feel pretty
smarter.
smart after that.
It was as if I'd done it without thinking. That was the only way I could describe it. But how could I do it without thinking if I'm pretty smart? It felt like exactly the wrong thing to do. But still, I
You
found
were
myself
so
clicking it.
you were so smart. You didn't even have to think. That's how
Exactly.
smart you were.
Second nature. Second nature stupidity.
Let me just click this random link real quick. Don't worry.
Computer dies. Computer explodes.
Computer proceeds to
Spontaneous
fuck.
combustion.
Yep.
Exactly.
I find myself staring at what seemed to be some kind of strange work of art. Was that what you call it?
What?
Okay, he might be a serial killer. Something that looked like a porcupine or a pincushion, nailed to the wall in the shape of a cross. And beneath the porcupine or pincushion, or whatever the hell it was, there was a pool of something red and black. I think it was ketchup and barbecue sauce. There were also these little piles of something.
Maybe it's Taco Bell. Maybe
That
it's Taco
looked
Bell.
like
Nah,
garbage.
nah, Cam. Maybe it's Taco Bell salsa and the poop from the Taco Bell.
Oh no. I gotta tell everybody. Taco Bell.
Check out this nerd who fell asleep.
Taco Bell went
and
crazy.
Hell, guys, check out this nerd who fell asleep and shot Taco Bell everywhere. Fucking,
And then they pinned his dumbass to the wall.
what a loser. It turns out he was just murdered brutally.
Exactly.
Oh, wait, right, he was.
He looked at that and was like, which Hollywood celebrity did this?
Damn.
Was it? I don't even know. I couldn't think of anybody.
No. All I know is that, I don't know, celebrities, sometimes they get weird shit done.
Was
Like,
it
there was one-
Joaquin Phoenix?
I forgot. It was a woman who's like an artist or something who invited a bunch of celebrities to her birthday party, and the cake was made to look like her. So they sliced the cake up and served it to everybody, and it looked like it had guts in it. And I'm like, well, who the fuck does this?
People with nothing but time.
And money,
And
apparently.
money.
That too.
People
What the-
have nothing but time, money, and no brain cells.
What the hell was this? The world of some self-proclaimed avant-garde artist? You know, one of those guys who'd make something disgusting and then say, with a completely straight face, I wanted to give expression to the chaos of this world. I'm not interested in that modern art crap, guys. It was strange, though. It wasn't really a Gudo image. It looked Gudo-ish, but that was as far as it's a dead body.
I don't know. That looked a little bit too real to me,
Yeah.
man.
So why? Why did it feel so real? I'm pretty smart. I can figure this out. Why did why did it feel like I was right there watching it happen? Because that's his character trait. That's all he is to me. Some guy who thinks he's smart.
I know, but like we keep fucking doing it.
I'll stop eventually when I get bored of it.
You don't have to. that's fine.
Eventually.
You don't have to. I just want to acknowledge it.
I know. Could a hallucination make you smell blood so intensely that you wanted to throw up? Could a hallucination smell so strong you wanted to vomit? Yes. I started to feel a pain in my temples. The urge to vomit wouldn't go away. I tried to grab the mouse, but my hands were shaking too badly. My hand slipped off the desk and ended up grabbing the thing's cord instead. I moved it up the cord and put it back on top of the mouse pad, and then closed the image. As I breathed a sigh of relief, I saw. Whose eyes are those?
Oh.
He's gonna shit his pants. He is shitting his pants. The Taco Bell is Taco Belling.
The Taco Bell is Taco Bell.
The Taco Bell is finally releasing itself.
I glared at the minimum necessary school schedule I'd created. I'd never gotten to see Bloodtoon in real time last night. Of course, I saw it when it was up to YouTube, so it didn't matter. So he's just gonna like sidestep what just happened, or? But I still didn't feel any better. The last thing Shogun had said before he left. It was like he knew how scared I was of God's gaze. Couldn't possibly be a coincidence. Tried to think of how he might know. Had my personal info leaked? Was I doxxed? Or was it somebody from ESO who was out to get me?
Oh, no one cares that much. Shut the fuck up.
A godlike player like me had a lot of friends, but also lots of enemies.
Please.
Well, most of those enemies were just haters, though. You know,
Loser.
guys who were jealous of Nightheart's strength and charisma.
Oh, it hurts so much.
It was best to just
I
ignore them.
need this man dead.
Cody's such a fucking loser.
No, that wasn't what was important now. Even after I logged into ESO, I couldn't stop wondering who he was, to the point where I couldn't even concentrate on my grinding. And to make matters worse, today was.
最悪の日だ。
Why? Oh no, today's the day I have to leave my house. I fucking knew it. It was unfortunately a day when I had to go to school. I didn't want to go, but if I didn't follow my schedule, it might come back to bite me later. I might even end up being held back. I did my best to stifle a yawn as I staggered down the road to school. At my walking speed, it would take about 10 minutes to get there. Once I started
30
moving,
minutes later, God, I'm not even halfway there. My legs hurt. I have to take the PE class in months. Help me, please.
man's having a fucking asthma attack walking to school. I felt exhausted. It was really hard to breathe, and there was an awful sweat dripping from every pore in my body.
Damn, I called it.
This always happens whenever I went to school.
Damn, I called it.
Why did I have to go to school at all, when all it meant was suffering? I mumbled to myself as I stared down at the white lines on the asphalt, but I kept going.
Even cringe.
He keeps complaining, it's hurting me. My route took me through Shoto Park. Once I was through the park, the school was right there. As I walked by a lake, I could see an older couple out for a morning walk, and a salaryman sitting on a bench reading the sports section. For a park on the outskirts of a major downtown area like Shibuya, it was quiet. It was a perfect place to relax. I sat down on one of the benches. Every day I went to school, I would always sit here in the morning and eat my breakfast, surrounded by leaves that were gradually beginning to change color and watching the placid surface of the lake. Breakfast was a pastry I bought at the local convenience store. This would keep me going until evening. I never ate lunch. Nobody wanted to eat with a creepy otaku like me, and I certainly didn't want to eat alone when everyone else was in a group. Oh, so he knows social cues.
So you knew you were an otaku. You knew that they didn't like you.
I'm glad that he's self-aware.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
That's character development, I think.
Most of them aren't even self-aware. They're just like, I wonder why nobody likes me.
Yeah, I thought he was just a straight up insult.
Yeah, he's doing all right.
Yeah. I washed down the cream-filled pastry with a can of soda and stared up at the sky. The sky above Shibuya was always kind of cloudy and never totally clear. This was true no matter what season it was. It's like, that's what the sky does. My family's home was just a few stops away from Shibuya by train, but something made it feel like a whole different world. Oddly enough, the gray sky didn't bother me. I didn't know why, but it did. Gray?
That's blue, boy.
What? I looked at my watch to check the time. I needed to get going or I'd be late. Being late was one of the things I absolutely couldn't do. If I wanted to only go to school 2.5 times a week, then I needed to make sure I didn't stand out at all costs. I needed to be like the air we breathe, completely invisible. I needed to avoid the DQ-ins, the delinquents and thugs I hated more than anything.
Oh, cringe.
And teachers, and spend my day undisturbed in peace and quiet. That was my goal for my school life. "3D models!"
Mo, I apologize apologize. Your statement about
I
absolutely
on my way
murdering
up the
him is
stairs,
correct.
but I just wanted to say something. Is he autistic?
Probably.
Yeah, I think so.
But
Okay.
as I was saying, Mo, you were
Because
absolutely right.
he's
We
like,
should have just killed him.
I only need to go to school 2.5 days,
Yeah, that's like very specific.
and then he's like, I don't want to mess up my schedule. I cannot mess up my schedule. I don't want to be late. That'll mess up my schedule. This man is autistic.
I'm never late, but I never go to school either. I hate him. Suime Academy. That was the name of the school I attended. Mm-hmm. It wasn't. It wasn't a very old school. It had been built within the last 10 years. This meant the building was clean and new, and it was often used as a set for TV shows with a school theme. The uniforms had been designed by some famous designer, and a lot of the dumber girls had chosen the school specifically to wear them. It was, in theory, a college prep school, but the school's test scores were slightly above average at best. Nothing I couldn't handle. The school rules were really strict, but they were constantly telling prospective students about how much they respected student autonomy and independence. It was pretty funny how they tried to trick you. Well, I guess the rules were really there in name only. Nobody enforced them. So maybe they weren't trying to trick you after all. After all, even somebody like me who only went to school 2.5 times a week could still graduate. By the time I arrived at the school gate, there were enough students around me that it was starting to get noisy. I don't like crowds, so I kept my head down as I walked through the gate.
He's such a loser.
In my mind, I was repeating, "Please, nobody talk to me," over and over. I had a sister a year younger than me who was also a student here. She would commute from home. Any day I ran into her was a disaster. Fortunately, I didn't see her today and made it safely to my class, so he's just an asshole. He's an asshole, an incel, and an asshole? Can't believe
I think we said that already.
it. I know. I slunk into my seat without letting my eyes meet anybody else's. For a moment, I thought that some of the girls who were chatting near me looked my way, but it was just for an instant. They quickly returned to their conversation without saying a word. Nobody looked at you, trust me. I knew they were all thinking I was a weird, creepy loser. But if you ask me, you 3D girls are way creepier than I am.
Bro, they don't even know you're there.
If
They're
you.
looking at the guy behind you.
Yeah, exactly.
They thought he looked kind of good.
If you find me creepy, just don't look at me. Just pretend I'm not here. Just do that, and I'll live my life without bothering any of you. If you DQNs decide to keep calling me creepy all the time instead, that's your problem, not mine. That's what I always say. I just can't understand it.
They still don't know what fucking DQN means. Oh, delinquent, right?
His Dragon Quest NPC.
Oh god. Oh god. No, Gail. No.
Maybe you want attention from the people you call creepy. Is that it? I stayed in my seat, staring down silently at the surface of my desk, trying not to move at all. Oh no. Somebody knows my name.
Oh no, a bully.
Out of nowhere, somebody slapped me lightly on the back. I jerked and then looked up, annoyed. Oh my god. Somebody's talking to him.
Wait, it's my one friend who might be a little gay.
Imagine.
I want him as a protagonist. Who the fuck? I want this man instead. He looks so nice. He looks polite. He looks normal. I want him.
I guarantee you the only reason he's talking to him is because he thinks he's gay. And that and thinks he can slide.
It was.
Telling you.
Wait, I gotta read this in like the most annoyed voice possible. It was Daisuke Misumi, my classmate. He was standing there with a friendly smile on his face. He was handsome, and supposedly girls really liked him. It's not fair. Why don't girls like me?
It should have been me, not him. It's not fair.
He was also a self-proclaimed playboy, who, according to him, was always dating several girls at once. From my perspective, he was a man who completely given himself over to the
I
DQ
take it
side.
back. I take it back. I take it back.
Doesn't he
He's
get
scum.
bitches?
He got the earring.
We
Of course he
don't-
get
we don't-
bitches.
Okay, here's the issue though. He gets too many bitches. He has to pick one. So he gotta go.
Unfortunately, this isn't his story, so he has to stay.
Oh, why?
He wasn't somebody I wanted to do anything to do with, but oh no, he has the eyes.
It just barely blues.
He was the one person in class who always tried to talk to me. He and I had nothing in common, either in terms of personality or hobbies, but for some reason he's always trying to talk to me. It had been this way ever since we became classmates at the start of the year. And I'd never managed to figure it out. If I was a girl, I could understand it, but why would he want to talk to a guy? That's crazy.
Damn, he called it like it is.
If I could, I would. Just talking to a 3D person was suffering. I got so nervous my voice wouldn't even come out right. And since I wasn't used to talking, I would always stammer.
Cam is actively in pain.
I am. I'm telling you, right? I hate this guy. I hate him so much. I wish.
Then why are you playing this game?
Because the story is good, apparently, and we all should experience the story. And it has good voice acting too. I'd get so scared of saying something stupid and being made fun of that I'd hate talking to anybody. You don't understand my pain. Don't tell me what to do. Oh, and I'm not a hikikomori either. A hikikomori is somebody who never leaves their room 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. That's not who I am.
It's about to be.
He said it. He said it.
That's crazy. That's crazy. The stories write themselves at this point.
I was right.
That's crazy. Was he lying about dating those girls? Was he actually into men?
Oh my fucking god.
Pulled my body away from him, trying to put some distance between us. In doing so, I almost fell out of my chair, so I quickly grabbed onto my desk.
I fucking called it. Called it. Kill me. Kill me.
He could be bi.
Yeah.
That don't mean anything.
That's true. That's true.
He could also be faking it.
Also true. Sometimes people don't trigger the gaydar.
I like his smile, though.
Yeah. Well,
His nose is too far down. His eyes are too wide. Sorry.
Misumi looked around to see who was nearby, before suddenly lowering his voice. Monty, is your headphone mic okay?
Hmm?
I can hear myself through you.
Yeah. Only Cam though.
That's funny. He gave me a mischievous grin.
do you still hear it now?
Nah, it's gone now.
Okay.
No, negative.
Who?
Who?
Well, why don't we just use that bitch?
Nope. We're not caught up.
Yeah. He sighed and shrugged his shoulders. The one thing I could say for him was this: he never insulted my hobby. That is, my love of 2D characters. He never called me creepy. It wasn't his thing, but he never said anything about it. In that respect, maybe he wasn't such a bad guy after all. Maybe he's the one. Maybe that's why when he talked to me, I actually tried to talk back. I mean, like, he's an asshole, but like, he's better than the asshole we're playing as.
You're either faithful or you're dead.
Maybe he was a bad guy after all. At least that's what the girls would think if they heard him.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's the protagonist from School Days.
Shut up.
He is.
I'm gonna fight you.
I can't wait for us to play School Days.
Oh god, no stop. I can only handle so much of this in my condition.
Don't use that word when you don't even know what it means.
Actually folding. Oh god. I'll be fine, I'll be fine.
Why does everybody care about New Gen? To be honest, I was really surprised to hear that from him. I thought he was only interested in chasing skirts. I couldn't imagine him looking at a newspaper or reading the news.
That's crazy. You should be looking at me instead. He did not appreciate that.
He did not. Wait,
There it is.
Sports Tokyo was his source? Who could believe a thing written in that paper? And anyway, I already knew that, and also, I didn't care. Mm-hmm. But was she a 3D girl? As I looked at the excitement on Misumi's face, I finally understood it. So that's what compelled him to actually pick up a newspaper. It was a girl. It only made sense, I thought to myself. Wait, did that mean he was okay with dating a murderer as long as they were cute? I could see myself going for that if it was a 2D girl, but...
Stop, please. Please, you're only making me hate you more.
Misumi, is it the voice I'm giving him? Because it was designed 100% to be the most annoying possible voice I could give him.
Yeah, I already didn't like him. I remember this anime. He was so trash.
Misumi was looking out the window and off into the distant sky. It looked like he was on the cusp of achieving some great enlightenment. This was a man who made all his decisions with his little head. I was sure of this now. I mean, he is cool, but I don't think that would stop. And then she wouldn't kill him, he thought? Man, talk about an optimist. I found myself feeling scared by how confident he looked. Oh. Maybe Misumi was the killer. No, that was probably impossible. Probably because it's a girl. But I couldn't rule out the possibility that the killer was somebody from this school. If that turned out to be the case, maybe I could come up with something... Maybe I could come up with something about how I got in PTSD and be able to graduate without having to go to PTSD. Wait, hold up now. I'm sorry. What? He has PTSD?
Public signs of affection? PDA? No, that's PDA.
Public display?
Public display of affection.
No, he has post-traumatic serial
Disorder.
Yeah.
Post-traumatic display disorder.
Post-traumatic wait, no. I don't think we can make a joke about this and get away with it. Anyways, I didn't feel interested in the slightest.
I was gonna say something about Taco Bell shits. I'm not gonna lie.
Passing through, systematic. Diarrhea.
Yeah.
My goal for today was to get through my classes without any
Yeah, we could
trouble.
have just said dysentery.
Exactly. Dysentery.
Dysentery, the fancy word for diarrhea. But then you also die.
Yeah. Urea.
That's kind of cringe.
Without any trouble. Go home to Sataton and then go back inside the world where I was God.
もう小橋と長谷川は見に行ったって言ってたしな。本当に興味ないんだ。
Huh? What the hell? What's happening? What is this?
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Huh?
whoa, what?
Huh?
Wait, there's a red and there's a green.
I don't like the red. I don't like the green. I don't like the red. I don't like the green.
I could click on one of them.
Wait. That's a green. Green. I want to go green.
The heartbeat is stressful. No.
Hmm.
I want to go green.
Green
I
it
say
is.
green.
I hated to disappoint Misumi when he was so excited, but I had no intention of going. I opened my mouth to squeak out some excuse, but he wasn't listening.
そしたら犯人とばったり会っちゃったりしてな。犯人が犯行現場に戻ってくるってよく言うだろ。で、次はタクがターゲットにされるんだ。死をもって罪を償う。みたいな。罪状はそうだな。引きこもってたからってことで。
I guess? Why the hell would I want to go see blood? It would be way too scary. This wasn't a haunted house or a horror movie. People were really dead, and the killer was still on the loose. I didn't want to go anywhere.
Skeletons.
I like how I ended the sentence there. I was like, no, that's all he would just say. I didn't want to go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, bro.
Actually,
I sound like a big old bitch right now.
what was the new gen killer's motive anyway? Was it just some crazy person with a few screws loose, doing it for fun? That was probably the safest assumption. Not that I cared anyway. It had nothing to do with me. By the way, I happen to be a bit of a mass murderer myself.
Mm-hmm. What?
Okay, sure.
It's an ESO. It's an ESO.
Oh, okay. And what's and what's more, no matter how many I killed, everybody still called me a hero. Of course, this was an ESO. LOL.
Real life, you just get curb stomped and bullied.
Just comparing me and the killer made it clear how much better 2D is in reality. QED.
What's the
I don't know. Um,
quest ended, dummy? I don't know.
Quartz endemic delusion.
Let's go with that.
I desperately try to refuse Misumi's offer, while imagining myself delivering a flurry of violent jabs, because I can't do it for real, because I'm a bitch. The murderer? Oh yeah, I'll kick their butt the second I see them. In my delusions, at least, I could kill anybody and save anybody too.
Yeah, stab a murderer. Let's do this.
But anybody who actually went and did that stuff in the real world was just an idiot. They weren't thinking about what would happen next. The Nugent killer, for example, was surely going to be caught before too long. Then they'd spend the next few decades in prison before finally being given a death penalty. I knew exactly what I wanted to say to them. You should have just done it in your delusions.
Little nigga optimistic, huh?
This man really is just a chuny.
Little boy optimistic, ain't he?
I'm sorry. Why am I here now?
I thought that said I went to boy dinner. I was gonna be like, what?
Boy dinner.
He's about to get opt in mid.
I went to buy dinner. I took the route I always used to go to the local convenience store from the base. It took about 3 minutes to get there.
Oh shit.
This is the alley from Parasocial.
Oh my god. That's so creepy.
I knew the route well with its filthy dark street. Not as filthy as my room now. You know how I know that? Because I'm pretty smart and I know what my room looks like. But today it felt
Yeah, I
strange.
should probably get help.
Like I'd wander into another world. Everything looked the same as always, but it felt like I was coming here for the first time. It was the opposite of deja vu. Jamais vu, they call it. I'd read about it on the internet once. Yeah, that's right.
'Cause
I know
I'm
what the
smart.
internet is. Exactly, I'm smart.
So smart.
And there was this odd smell like rotting garbage. I could feel the humidity clinging to my skin. If I hadn't known better, I would have just assumed it rained. The air felt sticky.
He's so smart that he knows his mom hasn't said I love you in 15 years.
And then the sound. I could hear a faint sound like something dragging. I stopped to listen. Why is this a horror game now?
You're a dumbass. Stop. It's like the rule number one, never to stop when you hear noises.
Wouldn't happen on my block though. Sound was coming from the back of a small alley on my left, at least as far as I could tell.
What do you mean it wouldn't happen on your block? If you mean where you actually live, oh fuck no, I think everyone's just walking away.
Yeah. There were no streetlights, and all the houses around me had their lights turned off. So, no matter how hard I looked, I couldn't see what was going on in there. It was hard to believe that you could find this kind of deep darkness in modern Japan, especially in Shibuya, which ranked alongside Shinjuku in being a city that never sleeps. It felt a little like a haunted house. No, there was one thing that made it different than a haunted house. This darkness wasn't artificial, because it's nighttime. I didn't want to go. Going in was a mistake. I tried to tell myself not to go in, but I went in anyways. But for some reason, my legs took a step forward as if the sound I kept hearing was drawing me in. I felt terrified. Dead end.
I'm going in. I'm going in.
I'm going in.
And I'm gonna go hard. And I'm gonna go hard. That song is old.
Yeah,
Fuck, I feel old now.
we are old.
I'm younger than you fuckers.
We are old.
Shut up.
I knew I shouldn't go any further. My heart was pounding. The sweat was pouring down my face.
Right.
Someone's pretty static whispered in my ears. Okay.
Okay.
Suddenly, someone grabbed my upper arm. It was so sudden. I panicked and I tried to scream, but I couldn't. The most I could do was squeeze the air out of the back of my throat. I wanted to run away in fear, but my body wasn't listening to me at all. My legs froze and refused to move so much as a millimeter. There was a hand grabbing my arm. I could see it.
And for being so smart, you're a real dipshit.
What was that guy called from Spider-Man?
Which one?
The Green
Lizard.
Goblin. Oh, lizard?
Lizard.
Lizard.
Professor Connors, it's you.
Professor Connors, there's his real name. You can't.
It was a deep green and thin like a mummy's, with blood veins protruding all around it. It didn't even look alive.
Connors, hold on.
I could have easily fallen to the ground and pissed myself right on the spot.
Didn't do it.
But the voice felt strangely pleasant. The fear within me that had threatened to explode a moment ago gradually began to subside. But then I realized something.
Loser.
This is a 3D character, not a 2D character.
Oh my god.
And a pretty smart guy like me knows that that's no way to fall in love with a person. It has to be a 2D person.
Oh, it's so funny.
A low, tense voice. I slowly turned around. The first thing I saw was the crest of Suime Academy. It was on the chest of a Suime uniform.
Okay, she dead.
The person was wearing a skirt, so probably this was a girl.
Sounds like a prospect and bleed. Bitch, what do you think it is?
It's a dog in girl's clothing. With hair.
All you hear is the dog that's being row.
I was like, "Rrr." But I didn't have the courage to look at her face. She was closer than I thought, and it was all I could do to look away. Something was wrong. I looked back at the hand holding my arm, and then it was a hand. It had the. I looked back at the hand and then it was a hand. What the fuck is wrong with me?
Niggas like I expected a donut. Somehow conveniently placed upon my wrist for me to enjoy. Fucking dumbass.
It had the thin, dainty fingers of a girl. It didn't look anything like the grotesque green thing I'd seen a moment ago. Who? Who was this girl? What did her face look like? What does her face look like as she looks at me? What was she doing here? 1,000 doubts raced through my mind. But in the end,
Touched me as player of EOS.
how dare you touch me? The lightning fast paladin, whatever the hell my name was. I'm God, didn't you know that?
We care so little we forgot.
I couldn't speak a word. I just let my head hang there. The dragging sound stopped. And instead I could smell. I could smell blood on her.
これはいい。
Goes, hey dude, I hurt myself doing
What? Why does he keep like
stuff.
jumping? Are we a time traveler? Is that the joke?
Maybe.
Wouldn't be surprised with how goofy this damn show is.
I was sitting in front of my computer monitor. I gulped down soda in an effort to contain my excitement, and then did a big stretch in my reclining chair. That was a good delusion, if I did say so myself.
What?
Wait, let me. No, I'm not even gonna process this. No, I'm gonna keep going.
He didn't even touch the grass.
Mans was. Did he?
Grass and had a panic attack.
So he forcefully made himself have a panic attack and said, "Yep, that was good. I'm done for today." I mean, whatever boats your float, you know. It even had a mysterious teenage girl. Maybe I could give her a name and make her a repeating character in my delusions. I see a little bit of like some things that I do in him, and I don't like that.
Do we need to talk, buddy?
I mean, I just like to imagine stuff, but not like this like crazy shit.
What are you out here imagining, man?
Bro, I'm just imagining my own anime. That's it. That's all it is.
No, it doesn't matter when we've all done that if we're nerds.
This was a little game I played a lot. I could cast her alongside another character, maybe Sadatan. She seemed a different type than Sadatan, though. Either way, the great thing about delusions was that you could mix up 2D and 3D, and in my delusions, I was God. Anything I wanted to happen, happened.
次はちょっとエロ要素も。
The face I made just now, the fucking the disgusted face I just made.
We gotta kill him.
Yeah. I was so used to being in my base that I actually whispered aloud. I'd forgotten that this was a net cafe. I quickly put my hand over. Just think! You've been thinking the whole time.
Use that apparently big brain of yours, you dip fuck.
I was pretty smart, so when I said something that I could have thought, I just put my hand over my mouth and said it anyways. I looked around. It didn't feel like anybody had heard me, at least.
He said it and then smacked his hand.
Yup.
Obviously, he said it. So people turned and looked at him like, what the fuck is this dumbass doing, bro?
The cafe's name was At Cafe. It was the one place I liked going.
At cafe.
Oh, it was along Center Street in Shibuya. There were a lot of loser salarymen and DQN 3D girls here, but you got your own personal room, so it didn't matter. The room I was in, room 37, was kind of my personal spot.
I need him.
It was the one furthest back in the cafe. It sucked when you wanted to go get some of the free soda, but it was relatively quiet because not many people came by.
Damn, I need him.
I just hate how like not I like how confident he is in his head. You know what I mean? Like something about it is like interesting, I guess I could say. You know what I mean?
No.
Like he's such a loser, but like in his head, like He's him, and I respect that.
You should.
I don't respect him though. I would always come here.
I would.
Yeah. I would always come here once or twice a week on my way home from school so that I could log into ESO under a different ID. He's a Smurf. It was my way of relaxing. Nightheart was too well known, you see. I enjoyed being famous, but having to be the hero everyone looked up to all the time was stressful. That's why I like to play with a different avatar sometimes. This character was a girl. Her name was Lizalette. Lizalette didn't really have many big accomplishments to her name, though. Whenever I played as her, I made sure other characters got the glory. I worked out some stress by playing for 3 hours, just grinding, never really doing any hard content. The less I talked about dumb stuff and some naughty stuff with the rest of my guild.
Well, he's not a giga bitch, but he's a bitch.
No, he's a giga bitch. He has a Smurf. Of course he is.
What's a Smurf?
So let's say like he's very good at a game, right?
Mhm.
But in order to play with like the lower level people, he makes a new account
Mhm.
to like style on people
Oh.
because he can't play with lower people on his other account because he's like too high in the rankings.
Okay, well,
Mm.
put it this way. Imagine you have highest rank Guilty Gear Strive player.
Mhm.
They make a whole new Steam account and everything, and they purposely bomb their rank matches and play in the bottom tier rank,
Mhm.
and then proceed to murder every single player who's ever touched the game up until they get back to where they were.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Center Street at this hour was filled with BQNs. They would sit on the sidewalk like they owned the place, eating fast food and laughing in their disgusted voices. It made me want to vomit. And if you made eye contact with them, they'd get mad and attack you. They were barbarians. No, they weren't even human. They were worse than that. They were animals. They didn't even have a shred of common social decency or intelligence, like me.
Dude, hear me out here. Hear me out here, dude. They have fucking friends and you don't.
Yeah, well, I have friends in my delusions.
Yeah, but for your delusions, I don't think we can count those.
Is that Makima?
What?
It's Makima.
How? How?
It's her.
Dorio Kamirai.
I
That's
wish
crazy.
I wish they would all just die. I meant it too. It wasn't something I was just saying. You're not saying you're thinking it though.
Call the police, call the police.
But just dealing with them was a waste of time. And I wasn't the kind of guy to waste time, so I quickly left Center Street. After leaving at Cafe, I would always stop at either the nearby Manga Darake or the Anime 8 that was a little further away. Today I decided to go to Anime 8 and headed for the station's south entrance. There were far fewer DQ1s here. Really, Center Street was pure chaos. Just walking through there made it hard to breathe. If I could have, I would have rather never gone there at all. I wish they just tear the whole place down, leaving only at Cafe and Mandarake. That doesn't make sense. Anyway, it was time to look at some manga and doujinshi. Oh,
Please.
and Bloodstone's 5th DVD was probably gonna go up for pre-order.
Did you just say Dojinjis?
Yep,
Really?
doujins.
Oh god.
I mean, it's not necessarily H doujins, but knowing him, it probably is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, but I don't trust him.
Remember, his bed is cluttered with H games for some strange reason. Anyways, at some point, I found myself on a narrow street in Maria Macho. This was the route I used on my way back to the base from Anime 8. I forced myself to blink several times, and I took a look, and I can't read right now. Then I took a look inside my bag. There were a few textbooks along with portable game system. I hadn't bought anything at Anime 8 today. Usually I always made sure to buy at least one thing. I sighed and started to walk. From here it was less than 15 minutes to the base. You didn't have to get that far from the station for all the lights and neons to disappear, along with most of the people. At most, you saw middle-aged couples heading for the hotels, or salarymen heading to their home nearby.
Do it, die, man.
Die, 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 die.
Rich. Do a cool flip on your way down to get bonus points.
You gotta do the sponge.
Yeah, do the sponge. Do a flip before you do the sponge.
If he does it right, he gets bonus points in the afterlife.
It was hard to believe that this was the same Shibuya as Central Street, with its hordes of DQ wins. Is there like a...
Those three Olymp bitches.
Oh no, didn't mean to... How do you tab? How do you... What's the... Is it backspace? There has to be a button to bring up the thingy. The menu. There we go. What does DQN mean? I have to know.
Isn't it Dragon Quest NPC?
Oh, Dokyun.
Dokyan. Oh, that's right. A bully.
Ah yes, libido.
I'll be a monkey. No. What is it
Mochitsuke?
anymore?
Oh, that's funny. And what is Chu? Oh, oh, oh.
Wait, what
Okay.
happened?
Chu just means like kid, like middle schooler.
Oh,
Everything makes sense now.
I feel like there's still one thing we're. Oh wait, no, we got it. We're good.
It was cloudy tonight, and the moon was hidden. The street seemed even darker than usual.
まただ。
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I knew the route well, with its filthy dark street. But today it felt strange, like I'd wandered into another world. Everything looked the same as always, but it felt like I was coming here for the first time. There was this odd smell, like rotting garbage. I could feel the humidity clinging to my skin. If I had known better, I'd say I did this already.
いや、ちょっと待った。
Smarter.
What did I mean? Again. Felt the same sense of jamais vu before. Was it? It's like when I had my delusions earlier. Damn it. I was getting reality and my delusions mixed up. That was what the psychologist on TV said would happen if you played too many video games. Either way, I felt like I was coming here for the first time. And that wasn't all. I felt a prickling on the back of my neck, feeling like somebody was looking down at me. I wasn't imagining it. No matter how fast I tried to walk, the gaze kept following me. Somebody was watching me right now. Their gaze was so powerful, I could physically feel it. I wanted to look back, but I decided not to. This was the game I sometimes played with myself. Whenever I heard a small sound or felt like somebody was watching me, I played a I'm not turning around that easy game. If I turned around, I lost. Usually, whenever I felt the gaze, I had delusions about ghosts or monsters with incredibly scary faces. Yet throughout all 17 years of my life, I'd never turned around and actually seen something before. I kind of started to enjoy this game since I knew I was probably safe. I listened for a moment, then raised an eyebrow in suspicion. Then I'd say a line from a manga. It wasn't that I was too scared to turn around, okay?
貴様、見ているな。
I've never I don't He's gonna die, right?
I hope so.
今めだよね。
I sure hope.
なんちゃって。
I tried to desperately remind myself that I wasn't him, but the next thing I knew, I stopped walking. I could feel the tension in the air change slightly. My face was damp with sweat, and my knees were threatening to buckle. I gave in and turned around. I lost the game, but of course, there was nobody there. Not even a passing car. Why did everything feel so strange all of a sudden?
I don't like this ear test noise.
Oh, it stopped, see? The ringing in my ears had stopped.
Fitness go crazy.
I only noticed... Tinnitus?
Is it tinnitus?
It's tinnitus? I was like, what's tinnitus?
It's called It's called tinnitus.
Oh, okay.
I only noticed after the sound stopped. Until that moment, it had been a sound like a ringing in my ears. But I hadn't been aware of it at all.
Remember, folks, 80% of gamers think they have tinnitus.
But the other 20% thinks this.
Titness. I'm gonna titness my windows. Now I couldn't hear anything. It was suddenly dead silent, far too silent for the middle of a city. It felt like any sound would be crystal clear. I closed my eyes tight to listen. See? He should get his ass home though. Or stay out, you know? I think we would all prefer for him to stay out.
Mm-hmm. Stay dead.
Absolutely.
I couldn't hear anything. This was weird. This was weird, right? Usually you could hear the sounds of distant trains, car horns, faint noise like that. So why? Were my ears broken? I wanted to scream as loud as I could. I felt like if I didn't, I'd go crazy. But I couldn't. It was so quiet, and it felt like if I broke the silence, something terrible would happen. Mm-hmm. Suddenly, a single sound shattered the silent world. I looked
That's a
ahead.
lot of process.
Jesus. I looked ahead and saw many shiny things lying on the dark ground. They were scattered all over the asphalt.
十字架
Body of Jesus. Yes, they do. Ooh, 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 ooh.
The moment I realized what they were, my legs unfroze and began to move forward. I picked one of them up. It was metal, and its long tip was sharp like a needle. A stake? But this is too rare. Anyways, I'm gonna go to my trailer now.
Mm.
It was strangely shaped, so I'd mistaken it for a cross. I gripped the stake, dazed. I could hear it, a faint sound of some kind, echoing. A cold sound, one that would make your blood turn to ice. It would start, then stop, then start again, then stop, again and again and again. My legs kept moving forward. I walked on, as if drawn to the source of the sound. Was it just a desire to see something scary? Maybe I wanted somebody to save me, to rescue me by plucking me out of this world of silence. It was like something from an old German fairy tale. Which one was it again? Oh right, the Pied Piper of Hamelin, where the piper leads over 100 children on a march with the sound of his flute. The sound kept going. It was an awful sound, like something hitting something else. As I walked on, it kept getting closer. It was coming from the back of the narrow alley on the left. Once I rounded the corner, I'd see what it was. For some reason, I didn't think to turn around. The very idea of turning around never occurred to me. It was like I wasn't in control of my own body. I walked around the corner and saw.
You are white.
Okay, scary sound.
in the
Skeleton.
in the darkness, brilliant red.
Oh.
Huh.
It is what I thought it was.
First thing I thought was that I'd seen something like it before. Also, that it didn't look real at all. Maybe a few screws broke loose in my mind and my senses had just become numb. In normal conditions, I would have screamed, fallen back on my butt, and peed myself right then and there. It was something that looked like a porcupine, or maybe a pincushion. He keeps repeating himself. The real, yep, pool of blood, faint light of. Da-da-da-da. There were also all these little glistening piles of something. It kind of looked like hunks of meat. I tried to swallow, but my throat was parched dry. There wasn't a single drop of saliva in my mouth. I'd realized the thing nailed to the wall by those stakes was a human corpse. This is so far removed from my everyday life. So brutal. So overwhelming.
I censor all the times I say bad words.
Hmm?
Is this gonna be content?
Also, fun fact, I didn't hear you at all because you're very far away from your mic.
Cool. Just make sure.
I don't think that was a fun fact. That was just a fact.
Just make sure if I say anything inappropriate, you edit that shit out.
Oh, I will. I will. And the one who had done it, the one who'd pounded all these sticks into the raw concrete, was a single young girl. How could I tell?
But she's doing it right now.
Because she was standing right there in front of the corpse, holding sticks in her bloodstained hand. And you know how I knew that? Because I'm pretty smart. Her back was turned, so I couldn't tell what the look on her face was. But the uniform she was wearing, it was Suime's. The awful smell, like raw, rotting garbage, clung to my nostrils even more firmly. Every few seconds, I felt like I was about to throw up. Just leave. I put my hand over my mouth that I wouldn't vomit. And then I finally realized where the sense of deja vu I'd been having came from.
あの時の将軍のリンク写真
He really said that out loud, didn't he?
Yep. He did.
I didn't realize I had spoken aloud until it was too late. This would prove a fatal mistake. I saw the girl's shoulders twitch as she heard my voice. Then she slowly turned around.
We didn't need to get that close. Damn.
She just like ran up on him. Her gaze pierced me. Her eyes were so flat and empty. She had killed him. She looked at me with startled wide eyes. Her expression then shifted to something that combined a smile with tears. And then... Hmm. Mm-hmm.
You better turn tail and run though.
Yeah. Glad? Glad about what? Why would anybody be glad about anything right now? It didn't make any sense. It was so bizarre, I felt a cold chill run down my spine and quickly looked away. It suddenly occurred to me that I didn't want to get involved in anything. It's way, way, way too late for that. I couldn't talk to real girls anyway. Also, she was a murderer. The cops were on their way. I was hungry too. How were the cops on their way? Did you call them?
No.
I feel like he would have mentioned that. Yeah, time to go home. Time to leave. Otherwise, I'd go crazy. Oh, she knows my name. Suddenly, she said my name. I hadn't introduced myself. I'd never even seen her before.
And I know that because I'm smart.
Yeah. Oh, her lips curled upward into a terrible grin, like a demon's.
Okay.
That binaural ass scream.
My ear.
I screamed, and as I screamed, I ran. I kept yelling until my throat hurt, running as fast as I could. Just once.
What a dickhead. He screams so loud.
I looked back, but she wasn't following me. I was out of breath. So as soon as I got home, I turned on my computer and I logged into ESL.
No, Cam. He took his computer off sleep. He never logged out of ESL.
I could imagine that. I was sitting in front of my computer monitor. My whole body was soaked with sweat, and my clothes were too. What did I just see? Was that a delusion of mine? I still felt like I was about to throw up. So I went to the fridge, got a soda, and gulped it down, and then I threw up even harder because that's the dumbest thing I could have done. It was a really realistic delusion, if I did say so myself, but way too gory. I was even still out of breath. It was just a delusion. How could I be out of breath? That was impossible. I felt like something strange. I felt something strange in my right hand. I was holding it so tightly that my fingers had turned white. Until that moment, I hadn't even realized it. My heart pounding, I slowly relaxed my grip and opened my palm. It was a
Well,
single stake. Oh, he's a murderer now.
Yeah. He's tracking. He's getting tracked.
Yeah.
Now,
Scared, I flung it at the wall.
I remember that.
It was a stake from the delusion. I remembered picking up one of the ones lying on the ground. But why? Wasn't that a delusion? I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. It's impossible, impossible, impossible.
Nigga, it's clearly possible.
I began to wander around the room, clutching my head in my hands. I needed to figure out if what I just seen was the delusion or reality. Well, you're holding the thing that. But before I could, I slipped on one of the CD cases on the floor and lost my balance. I reached out, trying to grab something so I wouldn't fall. The only thing I could reach was the shelf where all my wives resided. By the time I realized what had happened, it was too late. I couldn't hold my weight. My wives, big sisters, and daughters. And I ended up falling back onto the floor as figure after figure poured down on me. Ugh, damn it, this was just awful. Everything was just awful. I moaned, then started to see if my figures were okay.
Oh.
That was so fucking loud.
Mans is
ain't
upset.
ain't no way. The only two things that make this man feel emotions is possibly getting killed and his figures breaking. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
I hate him.
Also, this character looks familiar, but I might be crazy. It had broken clean in two. I bought that thing at an online auction and had to pay a whole bunch for it.
Cam. Cam,
Yeah.
discount Astolfo.
This kind of stuff. I tried to put the sword back together, but even gluing it together wouldn't really fix it. It was worthless now. Oh my god. Why is he a character now? I kicked my chair in anger, then I started to cry. My finger broke. Why did this have to happen to me? What did I do? I sat down and glumly stared at my now swordless Ignis. When the anger and confusion passed, I turned my mind towards the girl's face and the strange sight I'd seen. What? Oh, like he thought about the girl's face. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he like he turned around and just saw the girl for a second. I was like, what? The fact that I was holding the stake meant that murder was real, not a delusion. I didn't want to admit it, but I had no choice. By tomorrow, the media would be in an uproar. I wanted nothing to do with it, nothing at all. If I got involved with her, no, it wasn't a her. It was some kind of monster. I'd be done for. I was already pretty close to screwed anyway. I'd taken the murder weapon home with me. The police might even think I was the killer. And that demon saw my face. There was no escaping this now. Next, she'd come after. She also knows your name, and she wears your school uniform. So I mean, like, you know,
Mm-hmm. He's fucked.
yeah.
Yeah, he's dead as hell.
I needed to think for my own sake. I needed to think so I could get out of this alive. Ain't no way this man making in his in his text document writing notes about like connecting the dots. There was no other explanation for how it happened, just like in the photos. First, the girl put together fake photos on the computer, simulating exactly how the murder would happen. That was her way of making the murder. No. I bet she'd want me to call it a work of art instead of a murder. Psychopaths like her always thought that way. I know that because I'm always on the internet and I'm pretty smart. That was her way of making sure it was perfect.
ハルトが僕だってどうやって知った？僕の名前をどうやって知った？
What was I supposed to do? She'd be coming for me before long. She knew my name and my email, so she probably knew my address too. I pulled my legs up into the chair and crossed my hands over my knees and buried my head between them. Fetal position. The murder I'd seen yesterday was sheer madness. Just the thought of it happening to me.
Damn, he is a he is. I hate it.
I can't even say that. I can't even do that that fast. Huh? Oh my god. Oh my god, no. Jaden, if you remember the anime, you know what's about to happen.
Mhm.
So Manzi and Javi,
Mm-hmm.
are you prepared? You've seen his delusions before, but have you seen his delusions now?
I'm guessing one of his figures. I knew it. I knew it. I called it.
He's stuck into his computer screen. Sato was lying in front of my PC monitor, smiling at me. My middle finger is switching. I think this game is hurting me.
I think I'd be concerned if it wasn't.
But it's the middle finger of the hand I'm not using right now.
To block this out, I am actively chewing on fucking sunflower seeds. Don't worry.
Is Delulu the Salulu, guys?
You know, sometimes it is.
In this case?
Not in this case, but
I thought he wasn't a Hikikomori though. That's why she was my wife, after all. She was really smart, just like me.
get this man out of here. I want this man.
I leaned forward and gently grasped Seda's instant waist. Even when my face got close to hers, Seda-tan didn't seem upset at all. She just kept smiling.
But back to reality, he's just dumping his mother like a weirdo.
I need somebody to give him a good old factory reset to his brain.
That would be a good idea.
Don't believe in anybody. Don't listen to anything anyone says. Beware of anything 3D. That was all I had to do. I'd be safe. You know what actually hurts? Like, all jokes aside, I find it so sad that there are actual people like that. This is their actual life, because you know it's true. Anyways, fuck Takumi. Takumi, that's his name. Yeah, fuck him.
So Cam, I'm gonna send you a thing for Epic 7.
Gotcha.
I just need a bit of help picking which unit to pick. I already have Coward, so I need someone else.
Gotcha. Are we being cursed?
Maybe.
A clear voice echoed across Miyashita Park in the depths of the night. On top of the pedestrian bridge over Meiji Street, as the cars came and went below. The girl they called Fez leaned up against the bridge's safety rail, seemingly oblivious to the noise below. She had no audience. If she'd done a real street performance, she probably would have had at least 100 people stopping to listen. But for now, Fez had chosen instead to hide herself behind the veil of night.
That's I didn't know.
Gotcha.
Except because
I mean, she is a good singer.
Mm-hmm.
All she had to do was stand here in the silence. Then she could be one with Then she could be one with the darkness. And for a moment at least, freed from the filthy air of Shibuya. That's how it seemed to her anyways. I don't know why I had a stroke just now. And then the moon from Majora's Mask fell. Suddenly she looked up at the night sky. The clouds that had covered it were slowly parting, and a faint ray of moonlight trickled through. But the bright dazzling lights of Shibuya were hiding the hesitant twinkling of the stars. Faz closed her mouth and reached up towards the sky. Why is everybody saying
shit.
that? Why is everybody saying that? I'm gonna start saying that. Sonome. Dare no me. You know what? I think that's a good place to leave off that one episode.
I think so too. We need time to recover.
We do.
how long is this episode?
Too long.
Cam, I need to know what too long is here.
2 hours.
Oh god damn.
Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching, and we'll be continuing this later. Later on. Later.
Later.
Later.